Hello guys, my name is Almeida and I'm back with one more videos regarding VPCs. So in our last video of this set of videos about VPCs, we 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 created an internet gateway. So we provided access to the internet to the public subnet. So in this video, we are going to create a EC2 instance in the private subnet and access it. So the goal is in this video is how are we going to access the a private instance that is in the private subnet in a secure form. Yes. So first of all, we are going to create an EC2 instance in the private subnet and figure how we can access because in the private an instance in the private subnet cannot be accessed directly. So what are we going to do? We are going to introduce the concept of Bastion Host. So in the public subnet, we are going to have a Bastion Host. What is a Bastion Host? A Bastion Host is a server whose purpose is to provide access to a private network, in our case, the private subnet, from an external network, in this case, from the internet. So let's go to our hands-on. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that uh, I'm going to create another instance. Instance running. I have this instance running here. This is it's not okay. I have this instance. It has the name of public instance. So a Bastion host must be located in the public subnet. So I'm gonna reuse this and I'm going to name it Bastion host. Bastion host. I'm gonna save it. So the next step is create the the private instance. I'm gonna call it private instance. I'm gonna choose a Linux, Amazon Linux. I'm gonna keep these, the instance type and the key. I'm going to use the same key as before. I'm gonna use the demo and I'm going to edit the network settings. So uh, I'm gonna place it in the demo VPC because we are showing how we can use this, and I'm going to place it in the private subnet. And as you can see, differently from what we saw before with the uh, public, this option is disabled. And I'm going to create a new security group and I'm going to name it private uh, subnet security group. And as in bound settings, security rules, I'm going to allow SSH, yes, but not from anywhere. I'm the only device that should be able to access our subnet is the Bastion host. So I'm going to set the source to be a I'm going to say that only the security group from the Bastion host can access this. So the security group from the Bastion host is the public subnet SG, and good. I'm good to go. Um, what else? And we can launch it. Okay, we can view our instance. We have here the Bastion host. I'm just going to filter this by running instance. Okay, I'm just going to wait a little bit until the instance. I'm going to wait. So I'm going to pause the video until the instance is already available. So after a few moments of waiting, our private instance is done initializing. So as we can see, there is no public IPv4 DNS, no IP public IP version 4 also. So what are we going to do? So to access this instance, we are going to need uh, to go through the Bastion host. And as we saw, as we said before, to access this instance here, we have to go, we have to provide the key pair to the key. So what are we going to do? I'm going to access first my Bastion host. So this is the IP. I'm going to access it through the terminal, or I like using the terminal. You can use the EC2 Instance Connect if you wish. So the key is and the user EC2 user at and okay, I'm connected. So after I'm connected, I have to provide the key to access my private instance. So because I don't have the key here, I have to create the file. So I'm going to create the demo. I can call it demo key.pem. Nice. So then I'm going to open the key that I've downloaded before, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going back here and paste it, and I'm going to save it. Then right now, let me try to access my private instance. So here's my private instance. I have to use the private IP here. So I'm going to issue SSH -I, and it's going to be 10.0.13.145, and without forgetting the user. SSH user at try. Okay, I know why. We have too wide permission, so we have to change the permission. I can use the chmod command and change the permissions, and the file is this. And if I try to access it again, it is successful. So this is how we can access a private instance. I can also check something here. Check which there's no public IP. And one more thing that we have to take into consideration is that in this instance, even though we can access it through the Bastion host, it doesn't have access to the internet. Let's see. This instance doesn't have access to the internet. So I'm going to cover this topic in another video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.